I used to think that Cricut machines were mainly used for crafting and scrapbooking, but since having my Cricut Maker for the last few months, I realized how versatile it is. It's really opened up a whole new world of projects that I can do at home. You'll see what I mean with the 6 projects that I'm sharing in today's video. A big thank you to Cricut for sponsoring this video and supporting this channel. If you're not familiar with Cricut machines, I made a video explaining in detail what it does and how it works, so I'll put a link to that in the video description below. I saw these leather handles on Amazon and thought that they would make the great project for my Cricut Maker machine since it cuts leather. Because it's a very simple shape, it was easy to use the Design Space software to recreate that design using the dimensions from the Amazon product. I use Cricut soft leather to make the handles, and to make them sturdier and give them a bit more of a substantial feel, I cut 2 pieces per handle and glued them together. You could skip this step completely by using tooling leather instead, which the Cricut Maker also cuts. For the hardware, I improvised with some cap nuts and bolts that I had left over from another project. This was a really fun, quick project to do, and it really gave a nice upgrade to my IKEA nightstand. I had read that the Cricut Maker machines can engrave, so after doing a little bit of research, I came across this very detailed video tutorial from Abby, which I'll link in the video description below. And that video inspired me to make this cute medal for my cat Leah. The engraving worked out really well. However, the letters didn't stand out as much because of the silver material. So I used some old mascara to rub into the letters. That worked really well to add a bit more depth and to make them stand out more. I also added some bling to match Leah's new harness, and she seems to like it. It will be fun to make a lot more of these as gifts for the other fur babies in my life. After seeing this video on making puzzles with cereal boxes and a Cricut Maker, I thought it would be fun to make a puzzle for my mom with her favorite picture of Leah. I followed the video tutorial, which is very detailed, so instead of repeating the whole process here, I'll put a link to the video in the description below. But essentially, you print your picture on a sticky sheet of paper that you stick to a cereal box. And then you use the Design Space software to superimpose a puzzle template over the image. And then once those 2 things are attached together, then you're ready to print your puzzle. There must be a lot of things that you can make with a cereal box because it's an actual material that you can select. I also used a deep point blade as recommended to make the cuts for the pieces. It only took a few minutes for everything to get cut, and I was really surprised at how nice the pieces looked. The puzzle came together way better than I expected. Next time though, I think I'll experiment with slightly thicker cardboard, but I love that you're able to recycle a cereal box to make this. I'll definitely be making more of these puzzles to send to my mom. This picture frame project was something that I never expected that I would make with a Cricut machine. I just didn't realize that it could cut thick materials like chipboard and wood veneer. So when I got this idea to embellish a digital frame with a sleeve, I used the Design Space software to create the design for all the components. And by combining the chipboard pieces that I cut with square wood dowels and wood veneer, I was able to make both the sleeve for a digital frame and also to create an analog frame with a secret compartment. It's great to have a machine like the Cricut Maker to be able to bring to life these crazy ideas that I come up with. Like this next project, my renter-friendly floor cover-up. That was my very first thing that I ever made with my Cricut Maker machine. And I don't think that my compass rose design would have come out nearly as nice had I painted it or tried to cut all the vinyl with an X-Acto knife. Because of all the different angles and sizes of the triangles in this design, I had someone else make the graphics for me and imported that into the Cricut Design Space. The Cricut cut all the pieces precisely and quickly, which was a huge time saver as well. I go into much more detail about this project in another video where I also share how I used ram board to cover up the existing vinyl floor in my tiny entryway. And yes, I will be also putting a link to that video in the description below. The last project I have to share with you is custom throw pillow covers. I came across these pillows on Amazon and really liked this one, but you have to buy all 6, and they also come with inserts, which I didn't need. So this was the perfect opportunity to try Cricut's infusible ink transfers. They can be cut into any design, and by applying heat to the transfer paper, the ink pigment fuses with the fabric. Cricut also makes pillow covers that are compatible with infusible ink, so that's what I used. It was my very first time trying the Cricut Easy Press, which is essentially a big square iron, but with temperature and time settings that you can easily adjust depending on what materials you're working with. I liked how this project came out so much that I'll be doing more experiments, and I'll be sharing what I learned in a separate video coming very soon. I think it's pretty impressive that one machine can help make all of these different types of projects, from crafty projects all the way to projects that can totally change the look of your home. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you're looking for any information on the things that I've mentioned, I'll be putting all of that in the video description below. And if you're looking to see what I'm up to day to day, join me on Patreon and follow me on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.